in the land. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. This show features healing and guidance and readings for everyday people just like you to find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring Psychic Jennie McDaniel and your host, Drew Pillow.
I dig that intro there. It's
Oh
good.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I like it too. It sets the tone. Sets the tone. It starts the vibe. It creates the atmosphere. I guess I don't know. I'm trying to sound intelligent, but I'm not that intelligent. I'm only the host. I'm Drew Pillow. So humble. I'm the most humble person in the world, actually. And besides me, enough about me. Let's talk about me. So, how you doing today, Jenny?
Doing pretty good. Enjoying my Sunday. How about you, Drew?
Good. I'm having a great Sunday. I'm having a great day. Let's talk about this show. This is Everyday Psychic Radio. We appreciate you listening in. We're here on Sundays at this time, every Sunday, in fact. But if you do happen to miss our show, or you want to be so nice as to share this experience with some of your friends, you can download a podcasting app, put it on your phone, type in Heart Over Ego Radio, because that's our network, and you can send that link to all your friends so that they can check out our shows whenever they like. On this show, can you describe the show for our listeners, Jenny?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, every Sunday we show up here noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 Eastern, and we do live free readings. Every Sunday there's a different guest psychic. Mandy Elam, our friend, is under the weather, so we'll send her some good energy, and she'll be back next month. But each week we have a different featured psychic, and you get a twofer psychic reading. And if you want to go to our website, everydaypsychicradio.com, you can get to the head of the line, and by donating $10, it gets you right to the top, and you get an extra long reading as well as a couple psychics reading you. So anyone who wants to call in, you can absolutely call in today. I don't have the number right in front of me. I'll find it in a minute here, but there's a call-in number, and every Sunday we're taking your calls, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Yeah, that call-in number is 323-642-1188. People are asking how. They want to know. I posted this on social media, and people want to know how to connect, how to tune in and just listen and check it out. So you can listen, or you can press the number 1 on your phone, and that'll put you in the queue so you can speak with today's amazing psychic, Jennie McDaniel. And I'll throw in some stuff. That's what we'll call it. I'll throw in I'm a stuffologist, and I'll throw some stuff in there.
Your 2 cents? You throw your 2 cents in?
Right. 2 cents used to be worth a lot. Now I don't know what it's worth now. So that's what we'll do. And I was going to send a message to Stacie Martin and see if she wants to pop in on some quickie stuff, if that was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so today, beyond taking all these phone calls, because we have tons of you guys just lined up in the queue waiting. Well, not tons, but we have enough to keep it going. But so we're gonna take your calls, of course, but we're also gonna have a little bit of a discussion. Did we ever agree upon a topic for today, or you want me to make up?
I don't think we agreed upon one. You want to talk about something coming up?
Yes. I'm going to bring up this topic, and we're going to spend a couple minutes talking about this, and then we'll open up the phone lines and take all of these callers. And I'm going to go ahead and create the chat room. If you'd like to chat with us, you can go to blogtalkradio.com/heartoverego radio. Click on today's show and scroll to the bottom of the page and join us in the chat room. The chat is opening now. So, you know what I want to talk about? Sometimes we want to do better, but there's that place where you want to, but you can't. Literally you can, but internally something is stopping you. Like, I got a membership to the health club. I got an exercise bike in my bedroom. I got all this stuff, and I literally can use it, but I just don't do it. And I really want to get more fit. And it's the same thing with relationships. I know people that are in unhappy relationships, and they just won't let go. And I know people who are lonely and they just won't reach out. So, what is this internal thing that kind of blocks us from doing what we really want to do?
Well, it could be an internal just distaste. So maybe parallel or past lives, you were forced to work out and it's coming back as, unpleasant experience. I don't think that's what's happening with you. I think what's happening with you is pretty typical across the board with a lot of humans, which is you have to, your spirit guides are saying you're very good at this already, but it's putting things the priority at the first thing you do when you wake up or the last thing, making it a priority, middle of the day. Doesn't matter when you do it. But this is where, when you and I went to school for hypnotherapy, they really worked with the scripts in breaking down habitual patterns and recreating better patterns. A lot of people like to use the word block. I have a block. Well, yeah, it's absolutely a block, but it's a less of an external thing and more of an internal thing. It's a block of not putting it as a priority, or your discipline toward that priority can come up. So it's just intention and making yourself do it. It's unpleasant. I don't like to work out either. I have a workout area in my room too. I prefer to go to yoga and lay around on a mat, which is fine, but I really struggle with keeping that in my daily routine, and that's it, keeping it in the daily routine, making it like drinking water and getting a meal. And I think what happens is people often think, oh, it's an hour every day. Do 20 minutes a day. Don't make it like a big, huge chunk of time where you're just going to be dreading it. And I often like to get it done in the morning so I can just not think about it for the rest of the day. So consider hypnotherapy, pattern breaking. There's a really good book out there, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. It's by this Dr. Joe. His last name starts with a D. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never said it out. I've never heard it said out loud, but there's a lot of help out there in helping you break down your constructs and your patterns. And I think on some level, we self-sabotage a little bit. I think that, we know
Why?
it's healthy for us because eating healthy is harder than grabbing a chunk of cheese or something. It's eating more healthy, and a full course meal takes more effort than grabbing something quick and from the freezer. So we're humans. I've heard from my teacher that sometimes we can be rather lazy. So I think that it's a little of that and a little of this, but each individual person has a different situation they're dealing with. So that's just some basic stuff that people can start with.
Excuse me. Yeah, you know what? And I was hoping for some magical answer where you can say, okay, well, get this crystal and light this candle and say kumbaya backwards 4 times, and then it'll all go away. But you know what? That just speaks right to the whole maybe we're lazy. Yeah. So, and starting at small steps. You posted, or somebody on the Alchemy Sisters posted the coolest thing ever just 2 days ago, and I saved it in my phone because I was like, I might even be able to pull this one off. It says, start by doing 1 push-up, drink 1 cup of water, pay toward 1 debt, read 1 page, walk 1 lap, write 1 paragraph. Start today, repeat tomorrow. It was like just the tiniest bit of effort, just the tiniest movement in that direction could be a good beginning. And I was like, shoot, I can do tiny. Because it'll be better than what I'm doing now, which is just thinking about it. If thinking was something, I'd be there.
Well, it is something, but when we're talking about these physical modalities or activities, it's definitely physical too.
Yeah. So I think that's relevant. I think that could be relevant today for some of the callers because sometimes, we're looking for something and we want to know how something's going to play out. And oftentimes we might discover that we have to play a part in the unfolding of our ideal future, which means we have to take some kind of action too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it seems like it's hard action or big, take little steps towards it.
Yeah, remember that movie with Bill Murray, What About Bob? Baby steps. It's helpful.
Oh, yeah. That was a great movie.
It was good.
What about Bob? Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's bring the first caller on really quickly, and then I'll reach out and see if we can find Stacie Martin. if she's available. So let's take this caller. I'm always looking for my own area code, but I never find one. So callers, the rules of the game are you have 5 minutes. So quickly identify yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're calling from, and ask the question that you'd like to ask, the comment or the question, and then we'll make the most of it. And once again, if you'd like to circumvent the long line of people in front of you, you can feel free to jump to our website, everydaypsychicradio.com, and you can click the magic button and say, hey, I'm a VIP. Treat me in such a way, and we will. So so let's go ahead and get this first caller, 360 area code. Caller, I hope you're ready. You're on with Jennie McDaniel.
Hi.
Hi. What's your
I'm
name?
Holly. Holly from
Hi,
California.
Holly.
Hi.
Holly from Cali.
Hi there. What's your question?
Hi. When do you see me finding a job?
Let's take a look here. Well, we're just going to do just a teeny bit of energy work to move the energy a little bit more so I can see a little bit closer. Holly in California. I'm going ahead and doing a little bit of clearing around your solar plexus. That's at the center of your stomach, has everything to do with your self-confidence and your self-worth. So we're just doing a little bit of moving there simply because this can't hurt. It only helps to have more confidence when you're going to try to get anything. So what we're doing is clearing a lot of energy around that because there seems to be some just typical feelings that humans come across, which is fear, stress, anxiety, wonderment, curiosity. All the things are coming in. So we're just clearing it so we can take a better look. And we do see you landing something pretty soon. The thing about psychics is we can take a look at the energy. We can't tell other people what to do with their free will. So because we all have free will, we can all at any given second of the day change that direction. So I'm a pretty straightforward psychic, so I'm going to tell you that I can't see exactly when you're going to land that, but I do see that the movement is happening. And as long as you're putting the effort into putting in the resumes and to be following up with the resumes and showing up for the potential appointments, they're saying that's the process. If you can clear the fear, meaning alchemize it, change the dynamics of fear into curiosity of when and what will it be, as opposed to, oh my God, is it going to? Because the energy reads, the universe reads energy. It doesn't use words like human words, any language. It just uses energy. So we are energy, as scientists will even say so. So once you shift the dynamics from, oh my God, am I going to I can't wait to see what falls in. I'm so curious as to see what this next step is going to hold for me. Changing that frequency. One has a lower frequency, fear. The other one has curiosity and excitement. We can't be this all the time, but if you try and put efforts into it, changing the dynamics, it will fall in faster. So you keep punching the spot, i.e. putting in resumes and showing up for meetings and stuff. You may have to branch out into some, other type of careers, a touch, or maybe even other areas. But they're saying as long as you branch out and keep it moving, something will fall in. And it's looking very exciting. Sending you some solar plexus energy for the rest of the day. Your spirit guides are going to be holding some space with you and clearing out some fear and stress and anxiety in your auric field. And we thank you for calling. Holly from California. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye,
Holly.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. That was that reminded me of just a bit of that. It just reminded me of how my thinking is important, And I was seeing this person, and I was having a session recently, and they were like, we want you to use language that is accurate and beneficial. Because sometimes I'm joking and I'm saying things that are like, oh, I'm so dumb. And it's like, oh, don't ever do that. But also the shift in the language and the intention, the whole energy of not, like you said, not when is it going to happen, or not is it going to happen, but when is it going to happen? It's like it's so small, but it's so powerful.
Very powerful.
I'm always learning from you. I'm always learning. I appreciate you callers calling in, asking the questions, and helping me get better in the process. Thank you. So that was cool. And I'm still sending out a shout out to uh, to Mandy.
Stacie and Mandy.
Yeah, shout out to Mandy. She needs some powerful energy to her. Boom, she got it. Yeah. Yeah, and it's an exciting time of year. It's the holidays. How much? This is just a quick question for you, and I'm not throwing you on the expert pedestal, but you kind of are. So, how much of this holiday blues is it something to do with is it some astrological not good energy? Is it some man-made stress? Is it what is going on with that makes people get so in the dumps around this time of the year?
Well, I think it's several things like anything, and it's going to be anything that is an issue usually didn't get that way by just one thing making it wrong. It's usually a collective and a collaboration, and this is my take on the winter blues or the holiday blues. It's winter. We get less sun, so there's just that vitamin D lack, so to speak. I like to take a vitamin D supplement all year long, definitely in the winter. It's something to think about for any of you listening, especially if you live in those northern states where you get a lot less sun. So I think there's that. And then I also think that there is some stress, absolutely, between financial and stress of maybe you don't get along with your family very well, and now you have to sit around your racist uncle. So there's like that pressure and tradition and anxiety, no doubt. And then there's also the memory of past loved ones that have passed on, dropped their body, gone to the non-physical, gone home. We miss them, especially during the holidays. Just brings up a lot of memories, especially of childhood and stuff like that. So it's just a time of reflection, and reflection doesn't always have to be super cheery. In fact, it isn't. It can be very stressful or, filled with anxiety, and that's just your cue to start neutralizing, alchemizing, and bolstering why you feel that way. Ask yourself a few questions. Follow the feelings. So everyone might have a combination of all that plus extra stuff. I think that we live in I know we live in a capitalistic world, and I feel like when keeping up with the Joneses is a real thing, I think that depression can set in when you can't offer all the things that you would like to offer, and it has you feeling in a lack. And I saw this hilarious post on a meme on Facebook that was like, America, only after the day of giving extreme thanks do we bust down doors and hurt people to get Cabbage Patch Kids. It's not
Right.
It's not the 80s anymore, so it's not Cabbage Patch Kids. It's just something else, but the same idea applies.
Yeah. What a world! What a world! I love how you covered the various bases and then threw in some suggestions for doing better. Yeah, because we have to. I read something that says you don't have to control your thoughts. You just don't have to let your thoughts control you. And I was like, okay, that makes it something that I can, because I can't always decide which thought's gonna just pop in my head. Oh my God, I miss Grandpa. Right, but I could do something with that. I could think happy thoughts about Grandpa, and I could think, hey, Grandpa's probably in a good place waiting on me. Woohoo! So, yeah, it just seems really positive. It's good to know that we have some say-so in the matter. We're not just leaves floating on the river all the time.
Yeah, we can feel that way sometimes, but no, it's not the truth. We're not always flailing about all the time. We can absolutely grab the reins.
Flailing about. Right. Okay. Shout hello to Purple Pill in the chat room. Howdy. And let's go ahead and grab another caller really quickly, because I think today we're only doing an hour.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, so let's get busy, because this phone line is just growing and growing. So let's go ahead and let's just take it from the top. We're going to do something different. Take it from the top. 920 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question or comment?
Thank you for taking my call. My name is Penny, and I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Hey,
Penny from Wisconsin.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. I'm wondering what you see for something long-term relationship coming my way. I'm looking for the real deal, and I'm wondering when you see that happening.
Mm-hmm. And if you caught a little bit of the reading I did just a moment ago, I can take a look at the energy, but I just want to remind everyone, it's real important that everyone knows that psychics don't have a clear view of the future simply because we're creating it right now. We've got that free will, so I'll just take a glance and see what I see. So your spirit guides are coming in and they're ringing the bell. They're like, you got a ringer here, Jennie. And I'm like, what do we got? And they're like, she's an old soul healer, teacher, seeker. One of the reasons she came back to incarnate here in this dimension, we'll call it, is to find an equal. Sounds easy, right? No, it's not. And there's struggle with an old soul female finding her equal simply because women tend to be a lot more emotionally mature, sorry, Drew, than men, and they really do want to find their equal. It doesn't have to be perfectly equal, but it has to be in the range. And oftentimes we find that as an old soul, the pool for dating for us is smaller. Not that it wasn't just hard enough for every woman out there, but when you start to get into a soul age that requires you to connect on very intimate, connected energy, not just, do we get along? Do we both want to breed? Do we both want to get married? Okay, let's do this. No, there's going to be some other things you're going to request. I don't know what they are. You be the determiner of what you want. And that's a great way to start manifesting the partner that you want, is to think about the things you desire your partner to have. I'm going to imagine you want some fidelity. You want some trust, things like that. So you putting it out there gives the universe just something to grab onto, something to give you. And we want to be the determiner of when these manifestations land. Our ego loves the idea of just having it yesterday. But the reality of it all is we're here on a spiritual adventure and it happens when it happens. So they're saying as long as you're putting the efforts into dating, again, you be the determiner of how you want to do that effort. You can go online, you can go to meetups, you can just put yourself out there and be more social, maybe not have the same pattern of movements each day. So shaking things up is going to put you in the line to fall into a situation where you run across the potential. Now, there's all these kitschy words that people like to use, soulmate, twin flame. You can use them or you don't have to. The idea behind it is to fall in across a potential person that you can have a lifelong connection with. Now, there's a lot of people you can run across. You can run across potential soulmates that just aren't in the situation to get married when you are. So there's not that they're not a soulmate. It just means that it didn't work out at that timing. So they're saying there's a lot of variables. And as long as you do your work by keeping an open mind, trying to keep that ego at bay by saying, why isn't it already here? That just slows it down. Being curious of who this person is and then doing the movements, putting yourself out there, doing the work, just like you would to go get a job. You can do it any way you want. Again, showing up at parks and hanging out and chit-chatting with people, all the way to going online and dating and getting in groups and what have you. So as long as you're putting the effort in, it will fall in. And that's the secret to finding a potential. Now, that's almost the easy part. When you run across a potential partner, we'll call it, it's all about timing again. You can be head over heels and they're just like, I just am not ready, or vice versa. And you have to be open-minded when you go into these potentials, because the first 6 months are just figuring out if it can work. So they're saying there's a lot of work after finding a potential, seeing if it can fit together, seeing if you can both put your egos down. Does one person have a major emotional problem that needs attention? Psychologically, maybe. Are they willing to get the help? I don't know. It's all about working through those kinds of things together. So put yourself out there. You'll fall across some potentials. That's when the work comes in. Taking two people's egos and putting them under one roof. Good luck. No, I tease. But seriously, put yourself out there, move the energy, keep pulling toward it, keeping a good mentality. Again, the more efforts you put into yourself getting out there, the more quickly it falls in. It's just like gambling. The more times you gamble, the more times you could win. So they're just saying, put it out there. Go ahead and do some solar plexus looking. Google solar plexus chakra. It'll show you probably a picture of a yellow circle chakra in the center of your stomach. They're saying it couldn't hurt to go ahead and start clearing out any insecurities and stresses, because believe us, when you find that partner, they'll all come to the surface. So go ahead and just start working on yourself while you pull in that potential partner. Thank you, Penny from Wisconsin.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I was listening to that. Purple Pill is chatting it up. Says ego's a good thing, and I asked him or her to explain their position. So I'm waiting on that. But sometimes, as a psychic, when you talk to somebody and they say, "Hey, am I, What's love looking like for me? Can you see things like, well, these variables are the
Mhm.
variables, and being the best you is always the best approach. But I can see that you're on a good path, or I can
Yes.
see that you got tons of work to do. Like,
Well, for her, for Penny, she's definitely on the right path. They were just showing momentum, so keep going.
good.
But I don't really see particulars. I just kind of see there is energy around her that could suit her, and it's all about her path to see if she runs across them. I can't tell her. I just don't see their addresses. And if I did, it would be freaky to have a girl show up on your front porch saying the psychic told you about him or whatever. So it just doesn't work that way. There's too many variables, and some psychics really specialize in prediction. I don't like to gamble my reputation as a psychic, so I give it as straight as I can, with also the clause of, hey, all of this can change, and then tomorrow you can run across the love of your life. There's all these variables to see. But yes, Penny's on her twin flame relationship tour and trail, so she'll continue learning. And even if someone has a ton of stuff to work on, it's okay to work on it in relationships. People often say dogmatic things like, you have to work on yourself and get yourself all better before you can be in a relationship. Well, when do we get all better? Never. So it's kind of like, find your level of fucked up and stick with it. No, I tease, but seriously, you just got to find someone who you can work with.
Well, she just had like a vibe. I don't know. I just got the vibe. Like, yeah, she sounds like she's on a good path.
She is. She wants to find it. That's the first step in a manifestation. I would like a partner. Boom, your mind just did the first step, or your voice, or however you want to say it. And then you put the footwork in.
And she didn't have
see what comes in.
She didn't have that same energy as somebody who sometimes has that desperation type of energy about them, which is probably a lot more scary or challenging.
She had the energy where if she put some strategy behind it, she would have a partner within 2 months, or a potential partner, because she's got that competent mind. She sees where she's going. She's capable, and that's why they're like, just go ahead and sweep out that solar plexus a little bit. You're good to go,
Heck yeah, that was a great reading. And of course, it's always all about me. And as a listener, it can be always about you, because if anything that's shared that you hear, if it resonates with you, if it pops an idea in your head that, hey, I can try that, or I should probably do that too. If it makes sense and it's helpful, feel free to use that as your own personal free tool. So let's go ahead forward and let's take caller 267. 267. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
My name's Donna. My name's Donna from Pennsylvania. I think I spoke with you before. I got into I was in a relationship. Well, I'm back into the relationship, and it seems really positive. He stayed, at my house for 2 days. He's in Army Reserves. He went to Army duty, and so when he came back, we were supposed to go. We watched the Christmas lights. So he didn't make it back on time, so we went down anyway, and I went to take a picture with him, and he said, don't put that on Facebook. I don't want to, we're in our 50s, you know what I mean? And he said, I don't want my picture taken, not in my Army uniform. I just don't want my picture taken. And he was acting like really cocky, and like, I don't know. Do you see this working out? I'm trying. Like, I'm confident with it, but I'm not going to be like a fool either, or maybe I overreacted. Do you see this working?
And this is where I get details that I don't always want to see. I don't see this coming through to like be what we would call a longevity, healthy, connected relationship. I'm not getting tons of details what's going on, but they're showing some definitely you're not overreacting by how he responded about the picture in the Facebook. There's some weird energy going on. I'm not getting all the details. We only have a moment here. You want to schedule an hour with me? We'll hash this out and take a deep, deep look. But it looks like he's got some weird energy hiding something. They're showing me the moon card in the tarot deck, which is secretive and emotional. So who knows exactly what that looks like as far as what he's really doing with his energy, but it doesn't look real healthy. And they're just saying, right from when you said, we got back together, my spirit guides were kind of showing me kind of shaky ground. And then you said he left to go to the Army Reserves, again, shaky ground. We would love to see, this ground get solid and build a house on it. But from this angle, we have to be honest and say we don't see it growing simply because of the distance, the ego, and just people are different. So, they're saying it wouldn't be wrong to go ahead and see where it plays out. They're saying just don't have a bunch of attachment to what it should look like, because they're saying from this angle, it's like, a little less than 50-50, so 40-60. Sure, there's some potential, but he would have to really put his ego down and put a lot of efforts in. It looks like he's not used to putting a lot of efforts in. So again, you're not losing by seeing where it goes for another month and see what it plays out to be. But again, we'd love to hear you call back in a month and say, hey, look he turned over a leaf. He's not so weird about pictures and Facebook and is sketchy and whatever. We'd love to hear that. But we don't see him shifting his ego really quickly. Again, we're looking at the size of his ego, and it just looks like it's not going to shift and move as quickly as you maybe would like it to. And the merging doesn't look as deep as you would like it to be. So you're never losing when you're in a relationship learning, and you're learning discernment. You're learning discernment, and you're even calling a professional to see what their discernment says. So again, you're not losing if you stick around to see how it plays out. We're just not we're not going to bet on that game. So
I just don't want to waste too much more time. I'm sorry for interrupting. I didn't want to terminate the time. But do you see another woman around that he's afraid that is going to see it? Yeah. I'm not getting enough details to nail this kind of stuff down. It looks elusive when I see it. I see memories and energies and stuff. So it's not like I'm watching a movie in front of me or anything. But what they're showing is when you said he freaked out about Facebook and not putting something on Facebook, it looks like either there's another love interest, another love possibility, or just someone he's interested in. Maybe they don't even know he's interested in it. I'm not getting all the details. That's why we're saying cut your losses and frequency in somebody who's ready to step into the relationship full time with absolutes,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We appreciate you for calling.
He didn't even really mention Facebook. He just mentioned about the picture. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's just when you talked about the picture, that's when they gave. I thought you had said Facebook after, but when you were talking about the picture, they were showing concerns about someone seeing it. I don't know who this someone is. It makes me think of female. I'm not 100% to tell you that. So. You be the determiner of how much time and efforts you want to put into the relationship. We're just not seeing that his ego is in such a way that it's going to be where you need it to be, the functioning the way you want it to be, and going into the depths that you want it to be in. We thank you, Donna from Pennsylvania. You have a good day. Okay.
Appreciate you, Donna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She has such a cool voice, but you have such a soothing voice. It makes me feel better about the world. So I thought she was doing so good because she asked, she presented both possibilities. Like, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be in something bad, but at the same time, I don't want to be overreacting, So it's like, and asking. That's also ideal.
Yeah. Because, that's her putting her ego down and saying, hey, would someone take a glance at this with me? I could be out of line. And that's her heart energy checking her ego. And like the chatter said, ego is a good thing. Yeah, it can absolutely be the most powerful tool to get you everything you want if you use it with a heartful demeanor. It's like a knife can cut bread for your family and stab your neighbor. So it's how you use the tool ego. Using it with heart energy is always going to get you the momentum you want. And when you use it with ego, such as hate and greed and such like that, it's not as good.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a really good call. It's a good call. And it's like this chatter is saying that his heart, he's saying that his intuition and truth resonates in his heart. And that's a good rule of thumb, but that doesn't, I don't think that works for everybody. Everybody's intuition is not developed. You know, some people think it's intuition when it's really just, I want what I want.
Yeah, and you know that ringing true to you is discernment, and everyone has a different flavor of discernment. So everyone, you'll hear the greats say it, everyone's got their own perception or perspective of reality, which is the absolute truth.
Yeah. Well, let's get another caller. Shout out to the chatters, Purple Pill, KTBQ. I don't know why I call it barbecue. I must be hungry. And Fiddly-O Bob, dropping bombs in the chat room. Feel free to join us in the chat room. This is a Heart Over Ego Radio, our network, which means that we have more than one show. Sundays is Everyday Psychic Radio. That's where you are right now. But we're here every day of the week, same bat channel, and different hosts and different topics, but all in the same umbrella of healing and helpfulness for you. So feel free to support our other shows, and they all come at the same price, which is free. So let's get another caller in here real quick. Yeah, we're moving right along. We can maybe handle all these calls. I don't think so, but we're going to try. So let's talk from Drew. Let's go with 856 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Laura in New Jersey.
Laura, New Jersey.
Hi. What's
your question or comment?
I'd like to know if you see me getting a job. I have an interview on the 16th, and I also submitted for a contract. And that contract is a year, and the job I'm interviewing for on the 16th is a permanent job.
Well, they have green lights around the one at the 16th. You stated it. They let the lights go off green, which is a go, which from this angle, we can't guarantee you anything. People can change their mind at a drop of a hat, including bosses doing interviews. But from the looks of it this way, we do see you getting that job, and we do see you getting that permanent one. So that looks like it's going to come through. And if it doesn't, they're saying it looks like she's already got some backup potential. So you're doing it right. You're putting yourself out there, and you're putting yourself out there with backup. So this is going to guarantee you're going to land something very, very soon, if not that one on the 16th. Again, green lights going off on the 16th for you. So we'll send some energy around that situation to see if you land that job and get that permanent position, of course, if that's what you want.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you so much.
It looks good. We'll send you some energy. We're going to clear out your solar plexus and clear out your heart chakra a little bit, just get you vibed up for that interview. Put your best face forward. You know how to do it, and we'll send you on your way with some light and love. Thank you, Laura from New Jersey.
Thanks, Laura. Jennie, are you looking at the switchboard, or do you just have a great memory?
I write it down when they call.
Oh, okay. Because I put their name on their number. So
do you? How do you do that?
Yeah.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Just under their number, just click a box, and it'll open up space for you to type. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Well, you can be in the studio at the same time. Did you know that?
I wasn't sure if we could or not.
Oh, yeah. One time you guys were doing a show, and I jumped in and typed my name on my number.
I saw. I was wondering how that happened. I'm like, the Drew can somehow do something from the telephone to our podcast studio here.
Yeah, I was all in there. So let's get this next caller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that would be. I said, watch this. I bet this will freak them out a little bit.
It did. Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Let's go with 559. 559. Never seen. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. That area code. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm calling from the Central Valley, California, and my name is Evelyn.
Ellie. Hi, Evelyn. Welcome.
Hello.
What's your question?
I would like to know if there's going to be some kind of relationship between a gentleman named Danny and I.
Well, it looks like it's ramping up for it, so I don't know how much time you've spent with this gentleman. Have you spent much time with him?
No, we've just been talking here and there.
Mm-hmm. It does look like it's ramping up. I would. Mm-hmm. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I'm unsure if he likes me the way I like him, so I'm just proceeding with caution.
As you should, and this is how dating goes. You come in and you do the shopping, like if you're going to do a little window shopping, so you got a big purchase to make, like a refrigerator or something, and you just shop around. You take a look. You don't have attachment to what's out there. You don't have attachment to what's on sale. You just simply look. And they're saying if you come at it from this perspective, A, you'll get less disappointed if it doesn't work out, and B, you'll have less attachments to what it should look like. So as long as you go, they're showing it ramping up. So I can't tell you what his ego is going to do. It looks like there's thought being put around it, and they're saying he's in really no hurry. So the idea they're saying if you want to stay sane, maybe you could also not be in a big hurry if you're really interested in this. But what they're saying is we can't see that he's even like 70% sure yet. So what we recommend, this is just, math, putting the energy to bring in other potentials. So if you're just getting to know someone and you need more time just getting to know someone, and that's how you do it, that's great. But they're saying he's in no hurry, so that means 2 or 3 months from now, he could still be very happy with just kind of getting to know who you are through a very, distant way. And at this point, you've put a lot of time and effort in, and at a whimsical drop of a hat, he can be moving on to the next situation. We don't see enough of his ego to tell you what he's going to do, but what we would suggest for you is to go ahead and keep the door open for manifesting or bringing in other potentials. So this is how dating can be. It can be any way you want it to be, but it can be you putting many lines out into water. And if you're not comfortable with that, at least don't take a ton of time with just one line. Again, we don't see him in a big hurry for commitment. And if you are, this is going to make you a bit crazy. So again, keep holding space with him, see if that grows into something. We can't tell you right now if it is or it isn't. The energy is ramping up. But then also to put it out there into the universe that if someone's ready yesterday and they and I have chemistry, let's make that happen. The quicker the better, probably, if you're ready for it. But what they're saying
I am
is
ready.
Continue.
Yes, and I'm 37
yes.
and I have children, so that's another reason I'm ready.
Yeah, and then your ego wants it done yesterday, which is just impossible. Yes. And the way that things manifest is putting time and effort and patience and being true to yourself. If you want a baby with someone, yes, you want to know if you can date them, but you also want to know if they're going to be a good father. So if you want to do this quicker than normal, usually people can spread this out for a good 3 or 4 years. If you don't want to do that, your best bet is to wrangle in someone who, again, was ready yesterday. So this can just look like you continuing to get to know this guy, but we wouldn't bank on putting a bunch of time and effort in that just because we can't see what his ego is going to do. And if you want it done sooner than later, your best bet is to put more resumes, so to speak, out there. Look for more potentials. Put it out there, especially if you're in that time crunch. And they're saying, be prepared. This is not a threat or a fear-based thought, but just be prepared that you may be having children into your mid-40s if it doesn't happen quick enough. Again, we don't see that happening, but what they're saying is, they're just saying be prepared for it to not happen right when your ego wants it to, even if you put a bunch of lines out there. So they're just saying bolster yourself up for many different outcomes, because there could be many different outcomes. What if you meet the love of your life at 42? You have to make the decision if you want to have children then or not. So good luck, Evelyn. We appreciate you calling from Central Valley, California. Yeah, take it easy. We're here every Sunday. Call us back and tell us how you're doing on your path, okay?
All right, thank you.
Perfect.
I want to continue listening.
Thanks, Evelyn.
Thanks.
Sure, yeah.
Grab another caller real quick. I was, it was different, but it just reminded me of, like, I know guys who like certain girls, and they, because I know a lot of guys. I don't know a lot of girls because my girlfriend won't let me. But I know a lot of guys. And I know lots of guys that like girls, but they just are not really transparent about, I know guys who like girls, romantically interested, and they're just playing the friend role. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to just be friendly and be around, and I guess they're just waiting for that person to initiate. I think I know a lot of guys that are full of fear of getting rejected, so kind of holding their cards close to the vest, and then here comes another guy who says, "Hey, I really like you, girl. Come with me." And then it's like, "Oh, I blew my chance." So
married, house, and kid. Yep. And that's how it goes, and that's where fear can stunt us. When sometimes it's a healthy fear. If you hear some rattling in the woods and it's dark out, go ahead and be fearful. It's probably a good thing. But if you're afraid of living life and finding love and finding what you desire, then that's something to look at. Alchemize it. Change fear to curiosity. It's not easy, but you can build that spiritual muscle. It's very available to you.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with putting it out there. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm stalling because I'm looking for the next number, let's grab this one. 269. We're just going rapid fire, and we only have 15 minutes left, so we're maximizing. So because we only have 15 minutes left, let me just quickly say we have probably an hour's worth of calls. So if you're good at math or if you're bad at math, everybody's not going to get through. So if you really, if this is really something pressing that you need to speak with Jennie about, you can contact Jennie offline, off the air, private. Maybe there's something personal you want to talk about with her, and that's a simple process. You just go to her email address, which is jennie.mcdaniel@gmail.com, jennie.mcdaniel@gmail.com. Is that correct, Jennie?
That's right.
And same thing on Facebook. Just pop in that name on Facebook and you'll find her, and you can make arrangements with her, and it's easy and painless. It might be very expensive. No, I'm just kidding. She's very reasonable. But also you can go to everydaypsychicradio.com and you can click a button and you can make a very small donation, and you can jump to the head of the line and you can get double time and attention on your reading right now. The phone lines are open. So let's go ahead and get the next caller. This is 269 area code. What's your name? What's your number? What's your location, and what's your question or comment?
My name is Pam, and my number's unlisted. No, I'm calling from Michigan.
I knew that number. I was like, that's my home state area code. Hi, Pam. How are you today?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Doing good. How can I help you?
I'm just wondering what you see for employment around me.
Mm-hmm. Well, Drew and I were chit-chatting. I pulled out my tarot cards for good measure and for fun. I usually just read with spirit, but sometimes I like to pull my tarot cards out. And the very first card I pulled for you is the Two of Coins. So are you married?
No.
Okay. Just usually two is the duality, masculine and feminine. I'm like, maybe she works with her partner or something. But any which way, the first card you pull is Coin, which is business and finance. So you seem like a very competent individual. And if I know my Midwestern friends, we are hardworking and we're diligent as all get out, almost to a flaw. So it's just Midwest, hardworking. So we do. What kind of work do you do? So I can get a little closer look.
Oh, I'm qualified to do a whole plethora of work. I've been forced to just do jobs in office work, administrative assistant, but I was a former music teacher. I'm going into technology, which is very hard to break into. So I kind of looked all over the place, and I applied to a wide variety.
And that's probably why I was getting just a bunch of things to look at, and I figured I'd ask you because lots of hats you can wear. They're saying, you might need to land something that's going to pay the bills. We don't see that being further out than a month. You put the effort, you put the time in, you will land something. You're very employable. But this is what they want to say. They're saying this is the most important part. She's got entrepreneurial skills that are just that could blow things out of the water. So what they're saying is you're exceptionally competent, and with that Midwestern drive, that hardworking energy, they're saying if you wanted to work for yourself, we could. Now, because you can wear many hats, we don't know where you'd want to start a business, but surely there's some things you can move the energy in, because what they're saying is just your personality and who you are. You might you might like having no one telling you what to do. And if they are telling you what to do, they're definitely directly handing you some money at your own business. So again, you do what you want. This is no way the universe telling you what to do. We're just simply looking at your energy and your heightened energy around work, entrepreneurship and just skill around the arts as well as into the sciences. So you're just really hireable. They're saying, well, do a little work on your solar plexus. It's the name of the game today on this show. The solar plexus is going to move some energy that might be getting in the way of you really owning how very skillful you are, because they're saying you're being really humble. They're saying you have exceptional skill in more than like 5 things. So yes, you'll land a regular job to get the bills going and the bills paid, but they're saying keep in the back of your mind, and this is how things are manifested, that you would like to pull in something you absolutely love, and then ask yourself, what is it that I absolutely love? Where does my mind wander when I let myself daydream? They're saying there's things for you, and we can't tell you exactly what to do because that's your prerogative, that's your free will, but they're saying there's a lot out there for you, and especially they're ringing that bell right around the entrepreneurial ship. So again, you think about it, look at it, shuffle it around, but within a month it looks like you're going to be employed, but they're saying that's the easy part. Finding something that keeps your deep passion intrigued might be more beneficial for you. Again, keep it in the back of your mind. What do I love? How could I monetize that? They're saying it doesn't hurt to wish and to daydream, right?
Right. You would think it would be easy, but it really has not been. I mean, I think, oh, I'm perfect for this job. I'm going to get an interview, and I don't. And one person actually told me in an interview that I have too many options. There's too many things I can do, so they don't think I'm going to be permanent.
Right, and I can. So that's probably definitely something you run across when you're overqualified and also have a lot of hats that you can wear. They're saying just keep hitting that bullseye. Something will fall in. Someone will be real lucky to have you as an employee. So the person who gives you this job, they're going to be real lucky to have you. It does look like less than a month, though, so just keep hitting that spot. Something will fall in, okay?
Great. Thank you very much. Take care.
Appreciate you. You too.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I was just thinking really quickly that I, when I was submitting resumes, I would tailor my resumes to the job that I was seeking. I didn't have just one general resume because of the different talents. Like, you know, it did make me seem something. I've heard that, you know, oh no, you're not going to stay. You're overqualified or something. So I would just kind of upsell the certain characteristics and experiences and skills that apply to this particular job versus, you know what I mean? Like,
totally. I do the same thing. If I'm going for a massage job, all my massage experience goes to the top of the line. If I'm applying for a psychic job or a reading job or an energy working job, all of that experience goes to the top of the line. I'm giving them all the same information. I'm just emphasizing what they want to see first. Right.
It makes it. I just found that somebody, I don't know who told me that, but it made a lot of sense and it was helpful. Yep. So let's grab another caller. We appreciate Pam. Let's get another caller. Oh my God, we only have 8 minutes to go, so we got to max this caller out. And Heart Over Ego Radio is our network. Shameless plug. It's not shameless. It's awesome plug, because what I'm telling you is that you can visit us at this Blog Talk Radio station every day of the week, and you can catch a different show that's all in the same genre of healing and helpfulness, and with a whole variety of amazing talent. So it's not just me and Jennie. We're here on Sundays, but Jennie's also here throughout the week on the Alchemy Sisters. And so please patronize our other shows. We appreciate you. And make sure you come back on every Sunday. Come in and call in early so you can get through, and visit us on our website, everydaypsychicradio.com, so you can become a VIP member, and we'll put you ahead of the line. And you can tell your friends, watch this, watch me go first, and you can do that. So those are your options. I'm Drew Pillow. That's Jennie McDaniel. We're going to get another caller, and let's send that energy out so I can pick you. Let's see. Bam, 561 area code 561-24561. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Stacie. Hi, calling from Florida.
Florida. What's your question or comment today, Stacie?
I wanted to know what is coming up in regards to my finances, please.
To your finances. Let's take a look. Are you trying to get a job, or do you already have a job?
Trying to.
Okay. Yeah, because they were showing a couple different things, so it just helps me to ask the question to get the information more quickly. Yeah. They're saying, they're having me ask you, so I'll ask you, are you putting more than one application and resume in? Are you kind of putting out many lines, so to speak?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So if you're doing that part, are you getting any calls back?
I've gotten a few emails, but it's just hit and miss, so.
Okay. And they're just kind of pointing to your resume. So this is just their way of saying if you need to shape it up, maybe go through and revamp it a little bit. They're just saying a little bit of sprucing up could be helpful. Keep putting in the applications. They're saying if you haven't already, go ahead and stretch out the view. I know you don't, take a look at what you desire. How long am I willing to drive to work? 20 minutes. Okay. 15, 30, whatever it is for you, and just branch out, because they're saying if you're putting out the applications and you're just getting hit or misses responses, this just simply means we have to open, and they're showing a map being panned out and so bigger. So again, be honest with yourself. What are you willing to drive to work? And then really just kind of fill in that whole 20 or whatever it is minutes from your house, and just really expand the search. If we had to put a number on it, again, if you continue moving the energy, we're saying 2. So they're saying less than 2 months. So I know that sounds like a long time. We're just not seeing as many numbers and energy pop up around you for jobs as we did when we looked at some of the other people today. Doesn't mean they're not there. Just means that either it's a bad time for hiring and or just the economy's down or what have you. Usually there's a lot of temp work around the holidays. So maybe even if you're willing to take something temporary, and that's what they mean by expanding the search. So Stacie from Florida, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of energy work in your throat chakra. And this is just clearing out any stress and anxiety so that when you do get to talk to somebody, when somebody does schedule a interview with you, you can come at it from the most clear, heartful, beneficial space that you can, which is you. That's just naturally what your energy is. Your spirit guides are saying you're wildly heartful. You've got a lot of skill. You're very intuitive yourself. And they're even showing me some of the reading I just did with the lady before me, which is you could always branch out into entrepreneurship too if you want to. So we appreciate you for calling in. You have a good day.
Yes, thank you, Stacie from Florida. And normally we have 90 minutes to our shows, but today we only had an hour, so we apologize. This is why we extended our show, because an hour is never enough. Mm-hmm. But 2 hours would never be enough for this show, because we just get so much support, and we appreciate you listeners and you callers. And once again, I'm Drew Pillow, and you can reach me at this place at this time next week. And Jennie McDaniel, you can catch her on Facebook at Jennie McDaniel, JennieMcDaniel, and also at Gmail, jennie.mcdaniel@gmail.com. And Jennie, in case you didn't know, is a psychic, a healer, a hypnotherapist, massage therapist, quantum karmic healer, just so many things, so many talents. And she's available for private sessions. You can contact her and you can find out what it takes. You can go to everydaypsychicradio.com and you can find out more about Jennie and myself and some of the services that we offer. And I want to thank all the chatters: Analytic Witch, Clear Shower, Fidelio Bob, Purple Pill, and that was me in there chatting with you guys. So if you don't like it, you know what you can do. I don't know what you can do, but you probably know what you can do. Anyway, Jennie, we got a exciting new year coming up. We got a whole new network of shows, a whole new station, and it's going to be awesome. And you are spearheading this. You're bringing it all together like a boss. Are you excited?
I really am. It's something new and exciting, and I'm branching out into politics, which I've always definitely hung out in the caverns of spirituality and religion and energy and psychic work, but I'm definitely branching out into more of a social construct, and you are too, Drew. Drew's going to have his own show on the new network. So yes. we are called Third Eye Politics. Imagine that. And we're going to have 7 shows a week coming at it from many different angles. I'll tell you, we're not very tame. A lot of us don't sit on one side or the other, and we like to break down constructs. So it's not going to be your typical Republican Republican, Democrat, back and forth. It's going to be a lot of independent people with a lot of independent ideas stating their claim, and we're going to be able to take live callers on that network too. So with this election year coming up, you'll have a place to come in and hear some alternative views, something a little different than what the news is going to offer you. Next Sunday at noon Pacific and 3 Eastern, we have June Love joining us. She's down there in Southern California, and we always have a fun time. So next week we're going to have 2 psychic readers on, so definitely get in early, get your name on that list, and get a double reading from June and I. And we appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll do the full 90 next week. Mm-hmm. So on that note, we bid you adieu.
Have a good night.
Don't forget to visit our website, everydaypsychicradio.com, and look into our VIP readings. And also like our Everyday Psychic Radio page on Facebook. This is a Heart Over Ego production. I'm Drew Pillow. On behalf of Jennie, McDaniel, and Stacie Martin, have a great week, guys. We'll see you next time.